Just going to give it a few minutes, see who's out. Hopefully bedtime's all done for you guys. Been a busy day. Hi Nadine. Hi Julia. I've just poured myself tea. Well, actually Charles made me a cup of tea because my voice, I've done quite a few lives today. my throat is getting a bit dry, so I thought I'd have a cup of tea. Those that are already here, can you hear me okay? Because earlier a few people have said that they struggled to hear me, but I am talking quite loud. So hopefully you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Hi Zoe, hi Naomi, hi Julia. Just give it a tiny little bit longer. Yeah, yay, thanks Zoe. I think it was you that said you couldn't hear me on one of them as well, wasn't it? So if you can hear me, that's good. I know, I was going to take the batteries out and I totally forgot. Should I do it now? I'm going to have to stand up on a chair and grab it. Is it really, really annoying? Do you want me to take it out? Tell me quickly. Cool, thanks Naomi. Do you want me to get rid? I can see you laughing, but it takes so long for the comments to come up. So delayed. Do you want me to get rid of it? I'll kill the clock if you want me to. Oh, this tea's so hot. Okay, it's just hit my... Hopefully my words will bring you back. Oh dear. Hi Anne-Marie. Oh dear. See, I only hear it's so weird. Like we don't hear it. We don't hear the clock at all when we're just around the house, and the only time we hear it is when I go to do a live. And I think it's just because then it's quiet while I'm waiting, and then I hear it, and then obviously you guys hear it and say about it. It wouldn't be me though, would it, doing a live without that clock rattling in the background? And Tommy, of course. You can hear his bell probably scooting around. Give it another second or two and then I'll start. Oh, I wish I could drink this tea. It's so hot. Oh dear. Okay. I am going to have to drink tea whilst I'm doing this. I try not to drink normally while I'm doing a live, but my throat is so dry from so many lives today. So, hi. So this is an amazing group, right? I need to catch up on Maria's from last night, but I've seen some of her. Oh, sorry, my cat was about to jump up then. I was just envisaged the tea going everywhere. I'm just gonna move it for a second. Yeah, I saw some of her pictures of her monthly boxes and they're amazing. And as you guys know, I do monthly boxes and I love them. But Maria's, wow, those labels, those boxes, amazing. So I hope you guys had a good look at that yesterday, or caught up on replay today, or like me later on. But yes, amazing. And this group is going to be so cool. I've seen Julia's lineup, and oh my god, you are going to have the best 2-3 weeks, whatever it is, flying into July with this group. You guys are you're so lucky. This is so amazing. And thank you to Julia for putting it all together, and then for all the guest speakers as well, and you guys for turning up and being here as well. So, I won't waffle on anymore. So I'm here tonight to talk about goals. So if you were on the Zoom call with us on Friday, most of this is what I've kind of covered in there. Obviously every time I do it, I remember more things, or I say different things, or you guys prompt me to say other things. So some of it will have been said before, because it is really important. It is so important around goals. So I'm going to cover all of that around why they're so important, what they mean, and also how you go about setting your goals. And then just a few other things that are just really important when you're talking about goals that go alongside it, like visualization and belief. They are two key aspects that go alongside your goals. So I will touch on those towards the end. So, cat has disappeared, so I can put my tea down now and not burn my hands. So when you write down your goals, you are like 1,000 times more likely to achieve them if you've written them down than if you don't. So if your goal is to, say you just want to be director, or you want to go on a holiday, or you want to go for a car, and you know in your head that's what you want, but if you don't actually say it as a goal, if you don't set it out as a SMART goal, which we'll come on to, it's unlikely or less likely to happen than if you just sat down and wrote that goal out, or even just said it to yourself every day. But writing it down really has that impact, and then placing it somewhere that you can see it every day. So whether that's pinning it to your fridge, pinning it to a noteboard, putting it in a notebook that you look at every day, just anywhere, like on your mirror, like post-it note on your mirror, whatever it is, if you write it down, then you are 1,000 times more likely to achieve it. And then having said that, then it's not just around I'm going to do this. There's more to it, and that's where I talk about the SMART goals and the SMART objectives, etc. So I'll come on to that in a second. When you write it down, it's not just a case of, oh, well, I write it down and it will happen. It's just a case that it makes you accountable. So if your director or your sponsor or I put in the team group, write down your goal on this post, tell me your goals, do it. Don't be worried or ashamed or embarrassed about writing your goal down on those posts. It's a safe environment in the team groups. It is so important that you interact with those groups and write it down, because not only writing it down in your own home where others can see it, like your partner and your children, etc., and you, but actually putting it on a post can make you so much more accountable, because you've kind of said it to the world. And when you say it to the world, you almost, it motivates you further. It just drives you more because you've said it now, you put it out there in the universe, so you kind of got to work for it, right? You've got to have that accountability. It helps you to provide that motivation, and it helps you to work towards your dreams and your why. If you're new and you don't know about the fact that I talk about your why all the time, I'll do a really quick snippet of it just in case. But those that have been here a long time know that I waffle on about the why all the time, because again, with goals as well, it is so important to your business if you want to succeed. So your why is why you get up in the morning, why you get up and do Sensei, why you join Sensei in the first place, why you want to progress further and further, why you want that promotion. So it links into your goals, but it's more emotive than your goals. So your goals are very specific, whereas your why is that emotion. And if you think about your why and you get emotional, then you've done a good job around describing your why to yourself or to anyone else. It really comes from your heart. So my why, and it does change, like when you first join, it does change. I'm just going to read the comments while I have a cup of tea. Always up, team, yeah, perfect, Naomi. Hi. Right, I'll just say hi really quickly. Right, so, sorry, I just need to keep drinking. My why, it changed. I didn't really have, I guess, grasp the concept of how big Sensei could be for me and my life and my family. So my why at the beginning wasn't really existent. When you do your workstation checklist, there's a part on there that you can put your why and your goals in and stuff, and I actually left mine blank when I first joined. And then it was only after a couple of bits, and I will go into, we're going to cover kind of our stories at another time, so I won't go into any detail. When I hit a few of my kind of subconscious goals that I didn't really know that I was going to do it, and it just kind of happened, then I started to think bigger, and I started to think about the goals. And then he's asking about having a wife. Oh my, he keeps asking about having a wife. Oh dear. But yeah, so that's totally free me now. Yeah, so I didn't really think about it, and then obviously I started to think about the goals and what I wanted, and then from that, my why really built in, because I really understood what I could achieve, what the opportunity actually was, and that it was achievable. And once I really realised that, I started to think about, actually, this is why I'm doing this. I kind of dug deep into why I was doing what I was doing. You know, ultimately, when I joined, I loved Sensei, so I kind of thought I'd give it a go. But ultimately, there was a part of me thought that this could be a career, this could be a business, this could be a way of unlocking other things. So for me, my why is to always be there for Annabelle, so I don't have to use childcare. I don't have to miss sports days, although we've all missed sports days this year. Sports days, I don't have to miss nativity play type things or the festivals. I can take her to all the clubs that she needs to after school, that if she's poorly, that I'm there. I don't have to worry about taking time off. and then also that it gives me the freedom to pay for her to do those clubs. It gives me the freedom to buy her stuff when she needs it, or when I want to look after, like spoil her, I guess. It enables me to have spending money for holidays, or contribute towards the holidays as well. Because obviously before I started Thursday, I didn't work. I had a little craft business, but I didn't bring any money in. Charles was the breadwinner once I had Annabelle, so I gave up my career, and he paid for everything. And I wanted to have something that I could contribute. I mean, I quite liked being a kept woman, but at the end of the day, I am quite independent, and I do like to bring my own earnings in. So that became my why. And then also the fact that I'd actually quite like to retire my husband from his job, which he doesn't, you know, it's a good job, but it's not something he necessarily pictured doing. So it'd be great if he could become part of my business. So that's my why, and it does get me emotional. I've kind of summarised it really quickly so that I don't end up blubbering on the live today. But that was my why. And then to enable that, I need to have goals, because I need to be able to measure the success and progress to get to that why, to enable and keep that maintained as the why. So then we come on to the goals again. So I'm sorry I deviated a little bit from the goals to why, but goals have to be smart. And you've probably heard this before. If you've worked in an organisation, hold on a second. If you worked in an organisation, like a corporate organisation, or even other organisations, but generally you probably would have heard the term SMART goals. Even if you're not sure what they mean, you may have heard that term. Scott, I'm talking about TV leads. SMART goals look at specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. They're like 5 categories that you need to consider when you write your goal. So specific is, what do you actually want to accomplish and why? So there's got to be that specific element of it. Measurable is, how will you know when it is done? So how can you measure your progress against it, and also know when you've achieved it? Is it challenging but possible? So that's the achievable. It can be stretching, it can be challenging, but is it actually an option? Is it achievable? So for example, say you wanted to, become a Sensi superstar director. Okay, it doesn't exist, it's not a title, so it's not achievable. But you want to become a superstar director, then that is achievable, because the option is there. It's stretching. If you're right back at it's stretching for myself now as a star director. It's a stretching goal, it's a challenging goal. There's a lot of work that's got to go into it, but it's within my power to achieve that goal. So that's what it means by achievable. And then relevant. Does it matter? Is it the right time, and will it drive you forward? So ultimately, is this goal that you're writing relevant to your overall goal, your overall why, your overall dreams? Is it relevant? Is it going to help you along that way? And then time bound. Does it have a clear start and end date? It has to be time bound. If it doesn't, your goal will be endless and you'll never get there, and you'll never know that you've got there. It has to be time bound. So you can say, so I'll give you an example, really simple one. A non-SMART goal would be, I want to earn more money. So it's a goal, but it's not a SMART goal. There's no specific part of the why. There is no measurement. You don't know how much you're earning now to how much you want to earn. What's the difference? How are you getting from there to there? Is it achievable? Well, yeah, it's achievable, but it could just be £1 more, and that would be earning more money. So it's not kind of specific enough. It's relevant because you want more money to do certain things, but it's not making it in its own line relevant. So you're not giving it the context within the goal. And obviously time bound, it doesn't say how long it's going to take you to earn more money. So a SMART goal would be, I want to earn £300 each month to cover the cost of my car. So you can see the difference. It's still, I want to earn more money, it's still earning more money, but it's giving you the specific elements that is required for a goal to be achievable. So I want to earn £300. That means it's specific and it's measurable. You'll know if you've earned £300 each month. So there's the time-bound element. To cover the cost of my car. So achievable, because you can earn more money and you can achieve that cost of the car because you've already got the car or you're going to get the car. So there's the achievable. And it's relevant because you need that car. You want that car to be able to enable you to do other things. And it's relevant to your life right now. It's relevant to the fact that you want more money. So you can see that each element is covered off within that one sentence. And it's not that much work to change I want more money to making it more specific. So, for example, if you want to go on more holidays, that could be a non-SMART goal, and then you can say, I want to earn £200 extra a month to what I currently earn, to make payments towards the holiday that I want, or to cover the cost of a holiday to Disney World, or whatever. But it's just making it really specific, each part, and actually identifying the holiday, what holiday it is that you want, or what car, or what house, or what renovation. So you could say that I want the £300 a month extra to pay to have my garden renovated, those kind of things. So as long as it's covering off all of those elements, and it's only a short sentence, it's not much more than writing I want more money, but you can see already, hopefully, that it's pulling on more information, it's allowing you to be more accountable, it's allowing you to be more relevant and specific to what you actually want to get to, and it makes you able to measure it. So you can track your progress as well as once you're there. Because if you don't write that goal around the measurement part, then you won't know that you've achieved it, and then you won't have that sense of success, and you won't have totally lost my train of thought then. But you won't have that sense of achievement as much, because you won't know you've got that. You won't be able to celebrate at that moment that you've got to that goal, because you won't know that you've got to it because you haven't measured it. And then that can demotivate you, and it can stop you from making more goals and achieving more because you didn't measure your success, which is really important. So I'm going to have another drink now. Okay, so like I said, goals are really important. Without them, you lack direction and motivation, and that's really key. Daily tracking and breaking down helps so much. Yeah, definitely. That's all part of the measurement. It's just looking at where you are within that goal. Like I said, writing them down, printing them out, sticking them where you can see them is so helpful and important. And it also, not only that, like I said, in your own home, if your partner and your family know what you're working towards, they can be supportive, they can help you, they can ask you, how are you doing against that goal? You can ask that of them. You can say to them, look, this is my goal, this is what I want, I'm going to go all out and I'm going to do this. This is how often I'm going to do it, and I need you to make me accountable. So you can even ask me once a week, well, what did you do against that goal? You know, and if we do coaching calls, if any of you guys in my team want to do more coaching calls, because I'm going to start them up again, and I know Julia is going to be like, you're meant to have done mine, and I need to book it in again. When we do coaching calls, that will be what I'm asking you. I'll be asking you, what is your goals? And then as we go through them all, and you tell me what you've done towards them, when we then do the next one, it will be about where are you at against that goal? What have you done this week to progress that goal? What have you done this month to further your way against that goal? Where are you against it? And if you're not where you expected to be, why not? And where are you going wrong? What do you need to look at to redo that? What do you need to change to refocus you on that goal? And if you keep doing that review process of your goals, you will get there, and you will get there faster than not having these goals and not reviewing those goals. And even if you're not doing the coaching side of it, you can do that with yourself. It's simple questions. It's like looking at your goal, and it's just questioning everything. Where am I? What have I done? What haven't I done? What's not gone so well? Why hasn't it gone so well? How can I improve it? And then you do that again the following week, and you say, well, actually, yeah, I've moved to the point where I wanted to be at, and I'm on track. So I know I'm doing the right thing right now. Or, yeah, that didn't really work because this X, Y, and Z, I let that get in the way, and I stopped myself from doing something. So actually, this next week, I'm going to focus on this, this, and this, and that will get me to that point there, and then I can go on from there. It's all those kind of questions. You have to question yourself and the goal all the time, and the actions against it. Where am I now? Totally lost where I am. Okay, yeah, so we're kind of coming on to the end of setting goals as such, and more talking about the visualization, which is really important, and the positivity and transformation side of it as well, around belief. So now another quick drink. Is there any questions around setting goals, or anything to do with goals? Have you got any questions for me at all? Because while I just have a quick drink and rest my throat for a second, I will let you ask. Okay, takes a few seconds for them to come through, so I'll check again in a second. Let's give it another minute. I talk really fast, don't I? Am I talking too fast? I can feel it because I'm like... we'll catch up. No worries, Laura. Okay, so prepare to succeed. How do you do that? Now that starts with visualization. Absolutely starts with visualization. So you have to visualize what it feels like when you've achieved what you want to achieve. So, for example, I want to hit director by November 2020, and to enable me to earn X, Y, and Z, or to I'll think now. I'll just go with that. I want to promote to director by November 2020, so that I can achieve X number of money a month, for example. So, how will you feel? And tell me in this. How will you feel when you hit your goal? Whatever your goal is, how will you feel the moment you realise you've hit that goal? Hopefully, happy. But just give me a few little things in the comments around how you'll feel. Looks like I might have some more tea now. Ecstatic, yeah, definitely. Do a little happy dance. I'm not very good at dancing. So yeah, happy, ecstatic, over the moon, motivated, proud. Yeah, exactly. Naomi, good one. Happy and proud, definitely. It takes a while for your comments to come up, so sorry, I'm not like, there's a delay. So of course, you're going to feel like that. You're going to feel motivated because you've set out to do something and you've done it, and that's really key. So in visualization, all you have to do is put yourself in the position that you've achieved your goal, how you feel, what it's like, what it looks like, what it means to you, what changes. So what changes it? If you hit director and say you were earning £500 more a month, for example, what does that feel like? What does it look like? How does your life change because of that? What would you be doing differently as a result of having that £500 a month? All of those things you've got to visualise and start to live your life as if you're already there. And okay, I'm not saying spend £500 more a month because you've been visualising that you've got £500 a month. I'm not saying that. But it's just start living your life as if that's where you are. That you've got that money, that freedom, that sense of achievement, that feeling proud, happy, and just accomplished. And that feeling of happiness, joy, all of that, confidence boosting, uplift, yeah, exactly, Naomi. All of those feelings, and then feel it right now. So what you need to do is you just need to close your eyes and then just think about all of those feelings, what it looks like, how it will be. You might have buy a new dress, so you might have a new car, whatever it is, just picture it. And then you just close your eyes and you just see it all, you feel it all. You get it into you, into your mind, into your body. Do the happy dance that you would do when you do it. And just then let that positivity flow through you now. So you then start to live that life with that positivity, with that sense of accomplishment, with that sense of belief that you can do things, with that pride, with that empowerment, all of that. Start living like that now, and it will come. Because that all gives you that positivity, and your goal is there, it's going to help you get there, you're going to do that with the progress and measuring where you are against it. And then you take all that positivity and you take all of that happiness and you go out there and you put it out to the world. You put that vibe out there, and I tell you now, you will attract what you put out there. And if you're putting out positivity, if you're putting out like happiness and you're smiling more and you are living your best life right now, you're going to start getting that back in, because what you put out is what you get back. If you put out their negative mindset, I can't do it, it's never going to work, it doesn't happen for people like me. It doesn't do all that. All you're going to do is funnel negativity out into the world, and all you're going to get back is negativity. 100%. So true. Yeah, it is. Honestly, it is. And I know it sounds really silly, and I'm not trying to belittle things that happen in life that are hard, but it's always a case of when something bad happens, take a moment, just let it simmer for a second, and then find the positive point of what's happened. So, you know, if we talk about COVID-19, it's awful. We've had to live a life that we've never known before. We've been locked down. We've missed out on loads of stuff. People have missed out on holidays. People have been furloughed. People have lost their jobs. But actually, if you look for silver lining, it's there. We've had more time as a family. We've appreciated things that we can do at home or out in the garden, or you know, whatever else it is, however it's looked like for you. For me, I've had more time with Annabelle. I'm not saying homeschooling has gone amazingly well the whole time, but we've done it. We've got through it. We've gone out, we've enjoyed the little things in the house, we've done some more crafting, things like that, we've done little bits and pieces here and there. My business has boomed because we know Scentsy has boomed, so that's a massive positive. There are so many things that we can be positive about, but there's also so many things we could be negative about if we choose to look at them negatively. You have to choose, and it is a choice, you have to choose to find the positive in every single element of your life. And I'm not saying that's easy. There are so many things in life that you can absolutely be pulled down with. You know, there are so many things that happen. You know, we've all got stuff going on that's not great, or had stuff going on that's not great. But we have to find that positive approach, because otherwise life isn't worth living if you're just going to moan and you're just going to allow it to dictate that your life is going to be negative. Because if you think, it's really hard to explain, but if you're negative, one thing happens to you negative and you react to it negatively and you put that out there, you put that negativity out there, something else will happen that's negative. Whereas if you put something out there positive, the likelihood is the next thing that happens to you will be positive, because you'll just put out all these positive things. And that's not to say that things don't go wrong. Life happens, and we know what happens in life. We know that we will lose people that we love, and that is incredibly hard. And other things that will happen, because that's what happens in life. But again, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the time you've had with people, and take your time. Obviously, if it's something as serious as that, then obviously you need to take time to heal. But you've got to keep in your mind and keep bringing it back into your mind all the time that there is some positives there, that you had some time with someone, you have these memories of someone, you have these the incredible gift of love from that person. The fact that you miss them so much is a testament to the fact that you love them so much. There is so much positive within a negative. You just have to look, and sometimes, depending on what it is, you have to dig deep, and you do have to, and it is hard, but it is there, and it is always an option. Just going to check Naomi's comment. Always so negative to be a life of a personal situation to the month and put more insensitive and visual. Yeah, exactly, Naomi. We were chatting. Sorry, excuse me. We were chatting about this. So me and Naomi have been talking. I know Naomi's situation. She's not in a great situation, but actually, in her Scentsy life, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know that this was going on, and that's the way that she's putting it out there. She's having a talk to people that can help or have an influence, and she's getting that support. But she's putting out there all this positivity. And during some of the toughest times that Naomi's been through, she is promoted, she has done well, she's built herself, she's kept that positive flow and kept that, I'm losing my words now. She's just kept the focus on where she knew that she could make a difference and where she could control. That's the other thing as well, is always worry about what you can control and not what you can't control. That's another important factor. I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but sorry. Get really good at where you are now as well. Always, when you're thinking about what to do, always get really good at what you're doing now, because if you become excellent at what you are now, then you will naturally progress forward. If you just keep perfecting what you're doing and keep being excellent at it, then you will progress forward and you'll get better overall. And talking about the visualization, I've got the 5 golden rules. Obviously some of you guys know these. But the 5 golden rules for visualization, and it's to keep you focused, is number 1, what, not how. So when you visualize, just scuffed all my hair up. When you visualize, what does the goal look like? How does it feel? What is it that you feel from it all? Not how am I going to achieve it. When you're visualizing, you are not allowed at all, but like a teacher now, you're not allowed to think about how you're going to do it. So for example, you are a lead consultant right now, and your goal is to be director by, I don't know, December 2020. When you visualize, you cannot think about the fact that, oh my goodness, I'm a lead, so that means I'm getting about 1,000 group volume, and I need 10,000 group volume. How on earth am I going to get that extra 9,000 group volume? How am I going to get, I've got 2 front lines active all the time, but I need a 3rd one. How am I going to do that? Where's that all going to come from? I can't. And then you see that you start to doubt yourself, because then you think, oh my goodness, I can't, it's too big, it's not. And when you're visualizing, you have to just look at the bigger picture. You have to look at the what you want, how it feels, not how you're going to do it. Visualization isn't about the how, it's about the what, and that's really important. Number 2 is feel. How do you feel once it's fulfilled? So this is what I was talking about earlier. How do you feel? How is it going to make you feel when it's reality? And then feel that now. Bring that feeling in. Number 3, trust. It's a bit like belief. Trust. Have faith that it will work. And that is so important, again, like I said, thinking about the what, not the how. Have faith and belief that this can happen, that you can do it. When you're visualizing, all you're focusing on is what you want to achieve, not how. So therefore, believe and have faith that you can do it. 4, be positive. So there's all the things we kind of talked about already. Be positive. Visualize only what you want, not what you don't want. So don't visualize, for example, I want to be a director, and how am I going to feel when I'm a director? But don't think, I don't want to be lead anymore. Don't turn it into that negative statement, because as soon as a negative is put in there, it has an influence on everything else. So always focus on what you want and not what you don't want. So, you know, like you could say, oh, like we'll take Naomi's example. She's not in a great housing situation right now. So she could visualise not being in that great housing situation anymore and how she's going to get out of that. But it works so much better if you say, I am going to be in this house, it's going to have, just really basic, it's going to have a door and 4 windows, it's going to have a roof, it's going to be quiet, it's going to be, it's going to have a little front garden and a back garden, it's going to have flowers growing up the side of the house, it's going to be warm, it's going to be bright. Do you see the difference about that visualisation? So if you visualised about what you didn't want, you're going to be picturing the house that you don't want. You're going to be picturing that, and that's all negative because it's not great for you right now. That's why you don't want to be there, because it's darker, or it's noisy, or it's damp, or whatever it is. You start to visualise that, and then you start to feel that, and you start to feel those negative words seep into you. Whereas if you're putting the positive ones out there, you just start to picture that house, and you start to mentally have that image in your head around the niceness, and you will automatically feel happier. You'll notice that if you're visualising something that you love and that you want, you will start to feel happier. You'll start to smile without even realising it, because you're visualising that happiness. And then 5, ignore the current situation. So it's a bit like what we said about thinking about the how. Don't think about the how. Don't feel restricted by where you are now, and don't limit your imagination. Your imagination when visualising is key. It is your imagination. Listen to the words that I said when I talked about the house that you wanted to be in. Bright, warm, cosy, quiet, pretty, pink flowers growing up the wall. I'm stuck for things now. But you get the idea. Use your imagination to know how it's going to be. Picture the renovation you're going to do, the decorating you're going to do, getting that house to how you want it to be, being that it's yours. Really picture that, and don't let yourself be limited or restricted by your current situation, because if we do that and we have that negative concept in our minds, we won't get where we want to be. Does that make sense? So that's the 5 golden rules to visualization. And then the last kind of bit that I want to talk about is around transformation and the belief side of it. So, again, if you're on my call, you'll know about this. Belief. How many times have I posted about believing in yourself? How many times have I told you that I believe in you? How many times have you told me, I'll try my best, but I'm not sure I'll do it? And how many times have I said to you, you've got this, you can do this, I believe in you? How many times have I said that in the group? Like 10 million? I'm like a broken record, I think. And I know you guys probably get fed up when I say it to you, but it's because I do genuinely believe in you. You guys can do anything that you want to. There is no limits. There's no limits in this business. There is no limits to what you can achieve if you put your mind to it, if you put the goals there, if you put the visualization there, and you put the actions in and do the hard work, you can achieve it. So there's a theory, I'm not just spouting out nonsense. For those of you who don't know me, I used to be a HR manager, so some of this stuff I know about because of my background, and some of it is just I do research all the time. I do a lot of development and stuff, so I do know what I'm talking about really. It's not all just guff. So there's a belief cycle, and this is really important, and I absolutely love this theory. I do love theory, but I love this theory in particular. So you've got to imagine this circle going round, and at the top you've got belief. So that's what you currently believe. So it might be, and we did an example of I am not enough. I believe that I'm not enough. I don't deserve things. I can't do things. It doesn't happen for me. I'm not enough. I'm not enough for people. I'm not enough to get where I want to get to. It just won't happen for me. That's a belief. Okay, that could be your belief. The next part is thoughts and feelings. So, because I'm not enough, I feel negative, defeated, demotivated, I feel unhappy, I don't like my current situation, but maybe I deserve that current situation because I'm not enough. So it's all the thoughts and feelings that you have about not being enough, or whatever your belief is. And then you have behaviour, so following around the circle, behaviour. If you don't believe in yourself, and if you think that you aren't enough, do you think you're going to be giving it your all? Do you think your behaviour will be what you need it to be to achieve things? Or do you think it will be lacking drive, lacking motivation, lacking gusto, because you don't believe it's going to happen? So what's the point in putting all those efforts in and all those actions in because you don't think it's going to happen because you're not enough, or that you can't do it? Do you see the patterns starting to come around? And then you have experience. So not enough, I don't think I'm good enough, I can't do it, I'm demotivated, I'm deflated, I'm feeling defeated, sort of defeated. So I haven't really given it my all, I've not really gone for it, I've not really done all that hard work. And then over here is the experience. So your experience is going to be what? It's not going to be achieving your goals. You're going to not succeed where you want to. You're not going to get what you want out of it because you haven't put the hard work in, because you don't really believe that you can do it because you're not enough. Do you see how it's coming through? And then the final bit is the belief is reinforced because you believe that you're not enough and you can't do it. So you think that you feel defeated and deflated and negative. You then come down to the behaviour. You don't put enough effort in because what's the point? Because it's not going to happen anyway, so I'm not going to put all my effort in. Your experience is you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve, so therefore your belief is reinforced. I can't do it. I'm not enough. And you're back to that beginning bit, and it just carries on in a cycle all the time. But if you change that belief to I can do this, you are motivated, you are positive, you are confident that you can do this. That's your thoughts and feelings. And then your behaviour, you go out there and you give it your absolute all. You are handing out samples, you are talking to more people, you are animated, you are passionate, you are happy, and you're putting all those vibes out there. So the experience is, yeah, I've hit my goal, I got 500 PRV this month, or I recruited 2 new teamies, or both. I did all of that this month. And then your belief is reinforced. I can actually do this. It's happened. I've done it. I can do this. Let's move on to the next goal because I can do this. And you keep going round in the positive circle. But do you see the difference of those circles and why it's so important to have that positive thinking and why it's so important to believe in yourself as much as I believe in every single one of you? Because you and your mind is so in control of your life. And we talked about on Friday that we are inbuilt and ingrained to go and do a career, go off to work, and that's what we want, and that this won't work. It only happens to certain people, not to people like me. But it does. Whatever it is in your life, you can do it. You've got to wash away all those thoughts that you can't do this. All those times where you've had people tell you that you're not good enough or that you'll never amount to anything. Because I tell you now, you will. You absolutely will. Whatever your goal is, whether it's to earn the incentive or to hit director or both, you know, you can do this. Or if it's to go and learn something new outside of Zency, whatever it is, you can do this. If you believe it and you put the thoughts and feelings behind it and you put the effort in behind it, and then you go and achieve it. Back and you'll see that actually you were right, that you can do this. So that's how that works. And then also in terms of positive thinking, I shared a video a while back in, I think it was in Team Diamond Spirit now, I've forgotten now, but it was where, and it links into this, where this guy was talking about positive thinking and that positive thinking sometimes doesn't work. So he had this jar of clear water, and it was like you were born, you believed everything, you were innocent and no one had said anything bad to you, and you had this clear water. And then over the time you put soil in, representing people telling you you're not good enough, you telling yourself you can't do it, things going wrong, and you just saying, well, that's how it is, that's how my life is, putting all this soil in and muddying the water. And then that's how our brain and our mind is. And then he added a bit of water from a bottle. He positively thought, actually, no, I can do this. So he put a bottle of water in, and then another bottle, and it was still muddy. And then he was like, oh, no, I can't do this. It's negative. And it's because you can't change it by thinking positively sometimes. It has to be your personality. It has to become a habit to be positive. When you put that into your mindset every single day, you will start and slowly but surely becoming positive all the time, and that positive thinking all the time will then have an impact on your life. So then he put the hose in and poured and poured and poured and poured positive thinking in over and over again until the water eventually became clear again. And that is a really good analogy of how positive thinking can work for you, but it does take time and it takes effort. And it isn't easy, but you have to start believing in yourself every day and filling your mind with positivity every day. Does that make sense? I hope it does. The other thing I've got is a transformation plan, so it just builds on your goal. So you have your goal that you've already done, like the SMART ones, and then you work through a transformation plan. So it's why do I want it? So it's looking at that why element that we talked about. When will I have it by? It's breaking down the goal a bit further. When will I have it by? When do I want to achieve it by? What is my plan? What are then the actions? This is where it becomes more of an action plan. The first bit is more of your goal, and then it becomes more of an action plan. So what is my plan? What actions do I need to achieve that goal? What are my obstacles? What could get in the way? What could stop me? What fears or habits or barriers am I going to put in front of myself as well? Not just outside forces, but from yourself. And who do I need to be? What are the thoughts and attitudes that I must have in order to achieve this goal? And that's the transformation plan. It just takes you step by step through from goals to actions to feelings, positivity as well, which works really well. So I hope that's helped. I hope that's enough. If you've got any questions, let me know. If you're watching it back on replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know in the comments, etc. But thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to me. I don't know how long I've been. I'll just give it a second just to see if there is any questions. 45 minutes, that's not too bad for me. I was thinking half an hour, so only 15 minutes overrun. But yeah, I will upload Would you like me to upload the transformation plan for you guys to use so you can print it yourself? And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will just give it one more second just to see if there's any more questions before I head off on the water. But if you haven't, I shall pop off. Please, yeah, transformation plan, no problem. Thank you. No worries, Christy, you're welcome. But yeah, enjoy this group. Really go for it. Believe you can do it, and just take those actions and go out there and grab them, because all of you can do this 100 times over. Thank you for listening to me, guys, and I will speak to you all soon. Lots of love.